Hi guys, I hope you're alright. My name is Khotso. I want to talk to you about understanding Lesotho's economic problems. Understanding Lesotho's economic problems. I feel like as a generation, uh, we need to understand our problems even before we hope uh, to solve the problems. You cannot solve what you do not understand. So it's important that we understand our problems. Hore na nature ya mathata a rona ke efe, ne? If you check our economic problems, uh, we are to we are to blame, and once again, uh, South Africa is to be blamed for our economic problems. We are to be blamed. We are to take the blame. But then again, also, South Africa is to be blamed for our problems. So we have to understand these problems, and then understanding these problems will help us where to start in addressing these problems. Will also help us to know when the politician is deceiving us by saying yet, as I mentioned, the core issues as for instance, if you look at our let's go to the markets right away. In the markets, uh, who owns the businesses in Lesotho? We need to talk about it. Who owns the businesses in Lesotho? Let's break them into micro businesses, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, and macroeconomic business, which are large businesses or large corporations. But right away, I want us to go to both medium-sized businesses and large companies. Who own them? You know, they are not in the hands of Basotho. Those businesses are owned by multinational corporations. Uh, Most of them originating from South Africa, but this is in different countries. And by South Africa here, we're talking about the white people. White people in South Africa own these businesses. You're thinking about large retails like Pep, ShopRite, Pick and Pay, Ackermans, Mr. Price, and others. They are not owned by Basud. You know, these are businesses that are owned by uh, the white minority in South Africa. They are multinational corporations. Let's talk about the banks. you know, talk about the banks. All the banks, they are not owned by Basud. They are not owned by Basud. These banks, except Post Bank, they all belong to the South African white, and these are referred to the multinational corporations too. But work at insurance, same too. Metropolitan is not from Lesotho. Liberty, not from Lesotho. What was the other? Minet, not from Lesotho. Holland, Alanaiji, not from Lesotho. Too many, too many insurance companies, not from Lesotho, not owned by Basotho. So we do not own the economy. We were conquered economically in this country by the capitalists who have a huge budget, which are the whites in South Africa. The whites in South Africa did not only dominate South African markets, they extended to neighboring countries and taken the markets. Is it clear? So, as for instance, we do not own the markets as we do not own the markets. The markets are dominated by multinational corporations. We need to understand that part. But what gave them the upper hand? What gave them the upper hand? But before I talk about what gave them the upper hand, can we talk about even just the supermarkets that now the Chinese have taken over? Like the supermarkets. But they are there. The Indians too, they have taken other retail cigarettes, the oil industry, like the filling stations. Are the Indians. Now the Indians are also taking the real estate property. I mean, all those buildings in Kingsway, as Sabasoto, let's be honest. Like Carlton Center, Tradoret, Medcash, NRH Mall, Sunzo, they do not belong to Basotho. So, where is our problem in the market? Where's our problem? Most Basotho batletse ka hara micro economic business, small business mo Basotho ba rekisang by the side of the road, ka mekhukhuyana wentsweng ka di-plastic, ka mekhukhuyana ya masenke ya kgale, and most of them they in these businesses they are like small, I mean, hand to mouth type of businesses. Hakata with a profitingana, ilore ka dijo lapeng, ilore ka phofu, ilore ka paraffin, ilore ka kantle, you know. So Basotho are not owning the economy. The economy is in the hands of the rich foreigners in this country, you know. And who are buying, by the way? Who are buying? Who is buying from these businesses that are owned by multinational corporations? Basotho are the customers. Basotho are the consumers. So literally we have turned into a country of consumers when others are making money with us. You know, others are making money with us, and those others who are making money with us, they are not Basotho, they are other guys who are coming from outside. But let's check what gives them an upper hand and what made Basotho to not wake up they needed to own their markets. They needed to own their markets. Capital. Tjhelete kgolo ya ho qala business. They have bigger capital than us. You know, when now you have to start way from the bottom. Ho qala business ya. Just to have 100,000 fund business ya hao. O hloka ho e lata bankeng loan we kadima. Ne? So we do not have access to finance as Basotho. Ba kgonang ho thola di-loan ke ba hiruweng ba nang le payslip, ke bona ba leng hore banka e ka kgona ho ba kadima tjhelete. Other than that, businesses tse kgonang ho thola tjhelete ke tse leng hore balance sheet ya tsona e sentse le 100, sentse di performa moja. But a business that is struggling, a business eleng hona e qalang, ha hona mo e ka kadimang tjhelete ka hare ho naha ena. we don't even have rich people, ba bitswang angels in finance, ba ka o fundang hore no, it's okay, re ke fund business ena, o tla mpatala ka mora lemo tse kana, kapa ke tla ba le stake ka hara company how maybe give me 50% or 40% or whatever. We don't have such. So these foreigners but ba prepared in terms of huge budget, this budget have an upper hand, or it's like a license here where the business it's a whole, it's a profitable. If you check the business is profitable, we don't have Basotho represented. No, Basotho are not owning business the whole, so we have a problem, and we were conquered. There's a time when conquering back then was about land, land, conquer but economic conquering, you would not see conquer. It looked like development. It looked like they come here to develop your town. And let's be honest, it is development that we have a mall, a mall in Maseru, a mall Pelakatle and stuff like that. But questions we should start asking ourselves: who owns the mall? Who owns? Because ownership is the economy. It's the real economy. Ha re tloeleng ho bua ka economy jwalo ka ha e ka re ke ntho ya sepolotiki mo e leng hore moruo and ha ke lwantshe dintho tse jwalo. Of course, politics have a lot of influence. Government has a lot of influence on the economy of the country, but if we see economically la sepolotiki fela, we are doomed. So we need to start coming to the markets where real things are happening. So we need to embrace this one and accept it. Okay, we are not owning our economy. We are not owning our markets. Our markets were conquered from way back by white South Africans. Now, in recent times, they have been conquered by Chinese and Indians. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, I'm just provoking the debate of us black Basotho to think about it, that where did we get it wrong, where we're not seeing when all these things are happening, were we not aware of this area, when are we waking up to participate in the mainstream economy? So when are we getting into the mainstream economy? What does it take? It takes finance. It takes finance. Those guys, foreigners, it's fine. It's fine. If it's a direct foreign investment, that's fine. But we need domestic investment too much. Also, we need domestic investment also. We need domestic investors also. We need domestic ownership also. In some big corporations, but we do not have individual Basotho owning shares kahara these big companies. Of course, here I'm aware of the consortium, what they have done, shareholding in different big companies like Vodacom, Pioneer Mall, and Stanley and others. But I feel like we could do better, and we could have as many consortiums as possible. We could have as many group companies as possible. We could have as many cooperative companies as many as we can. hore re kgone hore le rona re participate in the mainstream economy. You know, I think we can do that, because look, man, our strength is going to be in unity. We do not have access to finance. We do not have access to finance. Le ba sebetsang ba fuwang loan, I mean, ha se ba bangata le loan ya hae tlolang 80,000, e tlolang, I mean 100,000 and stuff like that. And we are talking here multinational corporations so we find below. You know, how can you compete with those guys also naturally, you know? So for us to start competing in this market, or to start participating in the mainstream economy, we need to accumulate big capital, and I have embraced it. We need to unite. We need to have groups of people coming together and say, hey guys, ha fund ya media wa rona, where we can own our TV station in the country, because like the TV station is only TV Lesotho, which is having a lot of politics and a lot of mediocrity, you know. But if we have Basotho Barenom, let's just take 3 years to build this fund. Yeah, a TV station, it like be own where we can have platform for talented kids, Basotho, platform for presenters, for news readers, for content ya rona, for the narrative e re batlang ho rekisa out there as Basotho, you know. But at the moment, people don't even know our stories. People don't know nothing about Basotho. They don't know our real stories. They have their own perceptions about Basotho. They think Lesotho re apere dikobo kaofela, re di hole tse o gotseng ditopo tse tshwereng molamo. People don't have the right narrative about Lesotho, because we don't have media or influential media houses tse leng hore di kgona ho rekisa who we are, our content and our stories out there, you know. So if we have consortiums and groups that we form, like let's build a fund for building media, I mean for media, or actually whatever, man, for infrastructure, for owning our own shopping complexes, you know, for participating in the supermarket business. You know, we don't have that. You want to clap hands for Enrich, what they did by Kopanya, who challenge the big boys like ShopRite and Pick and Pay, but them alone, it will take them years and years, 60 years or so, to be at a level where ShopRite and Pick and Pay dealing with on at the moment. You know, so we have to stand up. Let us build capital. Capital gives you power in the market. Capital gives you monopoly in the market. That's why in South Africa at the moment, a white monopoly capital. The white monopoly capital is basically white people dominating the markets in South Africa. And black people are not even able to compete because capital abona swag abatho with him, they are operating at the below. Man, they have friends in France, they have friends in UK, they have friends in New York. These are the investors from European regions, but investor in these bureaus, and they have billions in capital to push their products, to push the to push the to push the to push anything. And all we are the consumer. Go by the consumer, you know. So we have to address this one. When are we standing up? ho itlhaisetsa o bona hore ra itlhaisetsa, but ha o tlo itlhaisetsa ha o ntse o lema ka garafu mono no, o lema polotonyana mono kapa o lema ka nthong ya hao ya ka greenhousing ya hao ya landing ya nyenyana. We need to unite and hire big hectares of land and take over. We should stop playing small by any means. We should stop it. You know, we should stop it. We should stop it. We should just think big. We should think big, but these things are gonna require capital. I want you to understand it. Or these are things that require a huge budget, and we can build it that huge budget. Re relax markets down just so that we own our economy, you know, so that we own our economy. And when we own our economy, we can start being proud that we are participating in the mainstream economy. But it's gonna take finance to do that, and I'm saying our power is going to be in unity in trying to get these things. So we were conquered. You have to understand it. But how do we fight back? How do we start participating? How do we start owning certain things? Now we are importing almost everything. Can we talk about imports now? We are importing almost everything. I was reading how much Lesotho spends on imports. It was 1 point something billion US dollars. If you multiply it, $17 and about maybe I'm trying to say 15 rand. We are converting dollars into rand. That's probably 15 billion something rand. Every in South Africa got the imports. You know, but I'm serious. Like, it's a lot of money we are taking out of the country. It's a lot of money, but like the budget report last year, e bontshitse re spendile ntho ka etsang kapa ke 25 billion. 25 billion on imports. You know, 25 billion on imports. That's almost the GDP yana. That's almost the GDP yana. So we need to produce ourselves. We need ho qalela ho hlahisa dintho tse ding tse ngata. If re bua ka sesepa, we need to qalela ho hlahisa sesepa. We need to re qalela ho hlahisa dintho tse re di jang. We need to re qalela ho hlahisa dintho tse itlotsang. We need to, you know, stuff like that. And one of the things tse re bolayang le how producer we keep preaching it that but about producer. But when you look at it, people are producing in numbers, but we are still too loyal. The products in this country, and I understand psychologically makes sense why we could be loyal to those products. Some of us have used Colgate for the rest of our lives. Ever since we were born, Colgate. You know, you know, but these are products that it's so hard to betray or to change because but we gonna need hore ha re understand that we need to start spending money to other Basotho. Money must circulate in Lesotho. We are making South Africa rich and we're getting poor. We're making the South African producers rich and our producers are being poor because we can buy from our own. You know, but one of the things that is betraying us is capitalism. Capitalism he believe in free markets, open markets. Listen, man, in open markets, free markets, one of the things re bolaileng go fihlela hana jwale in capitalism or free markets, ntho engwe re bolaileng haholo ke yona eno. Because how do you even compete with people ba nang le marketing and advertising budget ya bo ma 9 billion? They have budget to advertising all the DSTV channels. Whatever channel you're watching, their adverts keep popping. Why bona Nivea high flyer, Nivea. Why bona Life Boy high flyer, why bona Dettol high flyer. All these products, these like corporations. Bona le budget who own the market. This is where the white monopoly capital is thing, because the motor on le budget ya marketing e fetang ya how advertising platform ntse kholo feta tse wena bile ngona le access o tswana o tla owner the market, o tla create a perception ya superiority e leng hore the consumers will believe about them, and they will always think you are small and you are inferior and ntho ha ena quality. You understand? So, but if we have strong budget e leng hore e re dumela o advertise di places tsa rona, then we can be competitive. But we cannot be competitive re ntse re sebetsa ka di sentenyana tsa sono, re bile re ikamoetse hore re di kepesele hobane re batshwenyana. You know, we need to speak about these hard truths about the economy. Where are we at the moment? So we have to produce ourselves, but also our own need to start understanding they need to start buying from their own to make money circulate in Lesotho, to make money circulate in Basotho's hands, to make money circulate in Basotho's hands. This is how the Indians are doing it. This is how the Chinese are doing it. Chinese are buying from other Chinese. Chinese are buying from other Chinese. They are not buying from us. They're not buying from us. They're not buying from us. So we need to talk about these things, how we can change these things. We need to produce, and our own need to start buying from us. But even more, our government needs to start protecting our local producers. It's also like the producer in large numbers. One, ba fund hore ba khone ho hlaisa ka bongata. Now how so ba bona hore ba fanduwe and ba iprofile ba na le potential ho hlaisa ka bong kwalla product eno ska kena ka borogong. We have to understand hore na le disadvantage ya the longest time ya hore South Africa is a le re bona re le consumer, especially white South Africa. Ha ke batle re tse ka batho ba batsho ba South Africa ba re permits. No, these people re safara mathata a tshwanang le a bona ba batsho ba South Africa. Ba bona re safara mathata a tshwanang le a bona when it comes to the market. So mmuso wa rona o hloka ho kwalla di products tse ding tse ho so iprofuwe ke local producers hore re ka gona ho di hlaisa, ba be ba fund di project tse jwalo hore di hlaise I mean di gona ho ba sustainable le ho meet a demand. We have to talk about these things, but I hope someday we will get there. Let me just name this video part 1 of understanding Lesotho's economic challenges. We will talk about more of these things next time, but for the sake of time, let me close it right here. Thank you so much.